September 5th. I'm on a flight from London to Lima, the capital of Peru. For the first time in my life, I'm traveling by myself. At the same time, 12 other people from around the world are also leaving their homes and families for this journey across Peru.
Donc on est très impatient de découvrir tout ce qu'il y a à découvrir ici.
I've never been to South America before. The Inca culture and the cultures before that, that's what I wanted to see with my own eyes.
This 15-day expedition will take us from the jungle to the Andes, going through Lake Titicaca.
I expect to learn and just be among different types of people and appreciate different cultures.
Our goal is to reach Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas, by the end of the trip. But for this, our group of 13 adventurers will have to form a family, since this is something I'm sure none of us could do by ourselves.
Okay, my family, we are going to finish the Inca Trail? Yes! Thank you very much. Okay, give me the 5.
One guy is in charge of the success of this amazing adventure. Our guide, Sean.
Hi, Mom. Alors maintenant, c'est showtime.
Are you ready to rumble? Come on!
Now is the time to meet the group, and tomorrow we travel to the jungle.
So yeah, you guys, yellow fever certificate handy tomorrow? Handy, and also your passport. While you're hiking and while you're around the trails, you want to have your boots on, because there's army ants, there's all kinds of different critters that bite and sting. The things that you have to check for before you get into bed, and in your shoes, and on your toothbrush, are cockroaches, spiders, ants, snakes, frogs. Don't leave your toothbrush out overnight. Right now we're down into the Amazon basin to a city called Puerto Maldonado. From there we will continue on to our jungle lodge that goes by the name of Posada Amazonas. And from there we'll have a couple days to relax, look for nature, and eat well.
Friday the 6th, 11:20. We're now sitting in a long motorized canoe on our way up to the lodge. I can't believe I'm actually here in the middle of the Amazonian jungle with 12 strangers. They seem really nice though, but it's a real mixture of people.
It's very warm. We're on a boat at the moment, going to a lodge, and we're eating out of a leaf. We're eating rice. It's very good, and I'm enjoying this a lot. It's healthy stuff, and we can throw this in the river after we finish it, the leaf, not the food. The food is too good.
Two o'clock, still no bites. The river is really wide and very dirty, but it's a great way to see the banks.
Have no fear for crawling little things. No, no, actually they're very nutritious.
We're going for a hike this afternoon, so we'll have to wait and see if that brings anything awful. But so far, all is well. Apparently, we're at the end of the dry season too, so the mosquitoes shouldn't be too bad. And we've had our first sounds of the jungle. It sounded like parrots and other birds. Wonderful sounds. Although I don't know if I'll be saying that at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. We also saw the green-winged macaw. It's amazing to think they can live up to 80 years. This bird is very territorial, and its call is harsh, a bit unpleasant. Three o'clock, still on our way to the lodge.
Yeah.
We had the most incredible chance to see monkeys swinging in the trees just above our heads. It was amazing. The The titi monkey is from the same family as the capuchin. They're really small, about half a meter, which makes them difficult to observe. Still, my worst nightmare came to life. As we were approaching the lodge, what I fear the most was right there under my feet. Thousands of army ants and other creatures that formed a highway in the middle of the path.
You can see here that there are a lot of termites. You can come.
Oh, it's busy.
Yeah?
It's the highway.
And to top it all off, an Ameiva lizard crossed our path in search of his next prey. "4:20. The jungle lodge is amazing. It's all on wooden slatted floors with a high thatched roof and one wall completely open to nature and the elements. Oh joy. I'm really impressed with the whole setup. I'm just a little bit scared.
Have a nice afternoon. I will.
It might be sitting up.
He might just sit, starting to move around.
I know about that.
10 o'clock. The group just decided to go on a night walk in the jungle. I'm hesitant to join them, but I'm also scared to find myself alone in my room. Therefore, I'll stay behind Bart and Mark, who seem to be more in control of the situation. As we're walking down the path, we see some click beetles that seem to observe us in the dark. The green spots that look like their eyes are actually a defense mechanism to scare off predators. Saturday the 7th, 5 a.m. The night was good but brief. Being in the jungle, we have to wake up early if we want to have a chance to see some wildlife. Sitting on a wooden platform suspended on 2 canoes on a lake, we're looking for exotic birds and maybe some piranhas.
Ouais, il y en a beaucoup d'oiseaux en fait, vraiment beaucoup.
This is the yellow-bellied piranha.
We saw many piranhas, and I must say that even though they're small, they're pretty scary. The good thing is that they act as the sanitary police, and they attack and consume any weak or sick animals. 2 o'clock. Our trip will now gain in altitude as we're leaving for Lake Titicaca, elevation about 4,000 meters.
Say goodbye to the heat.
When we're going from sea level, we're going to get whacked. 10%, maybe 20% will come down with Soroche. So there's 15 of us, which means 1.5 people will be affected somehow by Soroche.
Notre groupe, c'est très sympa, tout le monde commence à se reconnaître un tout petit peu. Alors maintenant, il nous attend un pays qui est très accueillant et qui est très fascinant.
Well, we finally arrived to
3,700 meters high.
6 o'clock. We've just arrived in Puno, the capital of the Altiplano region, but also the folklore center of the Andes, home of the richest Andean music. It's very cold up here compared to the jungle, and I have a feeling that this place is more suited for alpacas than for human beings. The plan for today is to make our way to the hotel and relax, to give our bodies a chance to adapt to the high altitude.
Well, I'm having coca tea. It's pretty tasteless, actually. It's like a herbal tea. It's apparently good against altitude sickness. So this is my third cup.
9 o'clock. The local taxi takes us to the port of Puno. We're now cruising on one of the most famous lakes in the world, the Titicaca. Sitting at 3,812 meters, this lake is known as the highest on the planet, but also as the stepping stone of the Inca civilization. In the 15th century, the Incas were just a small tribe established on the shores of Lake Titicaca, as Edgar, our local guide, explains to us.
Welcome to the sacred lake of the Inca people. This is the Bay of Puno. Outside the bay, it is the biggest part of the lake. It's nearly 170 kilometers, its total length. Incas consider this lake totally sacred. In their legends, they used to tell that everything began here. Sun, moon, life.
In Inca mythology, it is believed the couple that gave birth to the Inca dynasty, Manco Capac and Mama Oclo, emerged directly from the waters of Lake Titicaca. This divine incarnation would later justify the expansionist views of the Inca Empire. Looking around me, it seems as though time stood still here 500 years ago. There are still some people living on floating islands built out of reeds. It's really amazing.
Observe the reeds inside. They are rotting.
We're not supposed to sit on one spot for a very long time, because you might fall through. So I just keep on walking and walking.
We actually managed to go for a ride on a reed boat, which took 2 people a month to build and only lasts 8 months. It's pretty amazing. We'll spend the next 2 days with a family on Amantuni Island, one of the 40 islands of Lake Titicaca. Edgar tells us this will be the closest we'll get to the Andean culture, as it was during the Inca times.
We are in adaptation process, so better if we take it easy.
The deal is we're trying to distribute who's going with which family. Basically, we're splitting into smaller groups, 2, 3 people.
Anne and Mark, you go with Cesar.
This is exciting, I can tell you. We don't know this guy. He doesn't speak Spanish, he doesn't speak English, he doesn't speak French, doesn't speak German, speak some kind of Quechua or something, which we don't speak. But they look nice, so thumbs up and go for it.
So this is a good piece of training for the Inca Trail, I think. Because the Inca Trail is all up or all down. Very steep. Yeah, so we're about a quarter of the way there, you guys. Just a little more.
Look, Amantani Island has got approximately 4,500 people. There are 8 communities. As you can observe, farming is the main activity here. These people produce basically to eat. They practice a self-sufficient economy and an economy of subsistence.
C'est difficile de parler directement avec les gens parce qu'ils sont très timides. Donc il faut leur donner le temps d'acclimatiser à nous. Normalement, on croit que c'est nous qui devons acclimatiser, mais non, ils sont très chaleureux. On est vraiment plongé dans leur vie. Hein. C'est vrai qu'ils sont un peu nerveux de nous accueillir, mais quand même... Ils ne comprennent rien maintenant.
3 o'clock. I'm sitting looking out of my window and watching a brand new house being built. Nobody's just standing back and letting it be done here. They're all pitching in and just getting the job done. The people on the ground attach mud bricks to slings, and then the people on top pull them up. It's just so simple, but it works.
Gusto de verlos. ¿Cómo están? Aling.
What we are observing are ancient Inca and pre-Inca principles, social principles, and here, when somebody builds a house, it's automatic. Everyone helps. Relatives, friends, even children are helping. So this is called give and receive. Aini. Aini is probably the most important spiritual regulation in the community here.
4 o'clock. The locals invite our group to play soccer. This doesn't seem to be a sport for them, but more like a passion. Every community, rich or poor, has a soccer field.
Excellent. Keep on going. Eso, shot. Arquero. Goal.
They took it easy on us. I think the locals let us win. At this altitude, my God. You see us huffing and puffing out there? It was really rough, but it was fun. Last time I played soccer here, I had a cough for 2 months. Seriously, can you hear the wheezing?
6 o'clock. Our experience with the locals will continue throughout the evening. They've invited us to a dance.
We'll be dancing a type of huayna, which is Highland Andean music. And it's very, very strenuous. The songs last from 10 to 15 minutes, and they kick your butt.
Sean neglected to mention that we also had to dress up like locals.
I've changed this culture, I think. Yeah. Think so we dance together? Yes. Hey!
Sunday the 8th. We're preparing to leave the island while the locals are at work. Peruvians have always been very good artisans, even before the Incas. Everything is still done by hand, almost in a ceremonial way. Even the colors and the fabrics indicate their social rank in society.
A todos, buenos días. Ciao. Well, this was it. Touchy, say goodbye.
And now we are descending 500 stairs down to the harbor. And the blue of the lake is very intense. We still can observe a little paradise where time was stopped. If we wanted to know the Inca culture, we still can observe it alive here.
We're on our way back to Puno. Some of us begin to feel ill and tired. I personally feel so bad that I wonder if I'll make it through the day. I keep thinking that once in Puno, we'll have 7 more hours on the bus before getting to Cuzco.
Run away from Puno to Cusco, an hour outside of Cusco, and we've determined that our group is falling apart, for lack of better words. It's like a hospital on wheels, basically. More than 3/4 of the group, I think, has fallen victim to either an altitude sickness or food poisoning. Bart twisted his ankle, ripped his calf muscle playing soccer on a month knee. There's a close-up of it.
Despite how I feel, I can't wait to see Cuzco with my own eyes. This place meant so much to the Incas, as it was the capital of the empire. They designated the city as the navel of the earth, or Cuzco, in the Quechua language. This is where the Inca Trail leading to Machu Picchu begins.
Then tonight we'll meet our Inca Trail guide, Efrain. So bring all your questions that you have for Efrain.
We're in Cusco at the all-famous Plaza de Armas. Every town, every little town in Peru has got one. This is actually a very nice one. We're standing just in front of the cathedral. Now we're going to a restaurant, which is at the other side of the Plaza de Armas. And some of us are going to have guinea pig. Guinea pig, the little kui-kui. It's supposed to be a local delicacy. It's absolutely spotless here. Lots of people around. Lots of noise, lots of cars, but it's vivacious, lots of life. It's good. Okay.
This Inca Trail family will be the highlight of the tour, yeah? With 3 days hiking and the last day Machu Picchu. The Inca Trail is like a 40 kilometers. But my friends, I told you it's like this. Yeah, up and down.
Tuesday the 10th, 8 a.m. We're now on our way to the head of the trail.
We finally, after all this anticipation, arrived to kilometer 82, one of the Inca trailheads. So now we get off the bus, get the show on the road.
On va attaquer ce petit montagne là. Ah, it's gonna be a piece of cake.
Family, the circle means, look, we are family. Nobody is going to break the circle, yeah? It means we are going to finish the Inca Trail together, yeah? Look, circle completely, yeah? Part of the family, also the porters. We have 14, 16. I'm going to introduce in the afternoon, yeah? The porters there. So this Inca Trail family will be a nice experience, yeah? It's no commercial, forget the money. Many things you will see doesn't have price. It will be a beautiful hike, 3 days, and last day Machu Picchu, I told you, yeah?
Well, they got us in, so now the real hike starts. And getting more and more excited.
10:50 a.m. We started walking at kilometer 82, which actually means it's a 40-kilometer walk to Machu Picchu. The sun is shining, and this is what I've always wanted to do. So I'm going to make the most of it despite how I feel. No more bad tummy problems.
Okay, family, let's rock and roll, yeah?
Ephraim has probably walked this Inca Trail hundreds of times, as a porter or as a guide, but he seems to share our excitement as if it was his first time.
I'm working 14 years.
14 years doing the trail?
Since I've been porter, 1 year, 2 years, and after guiding, yeah. I love it. The most beautiful expression the Incas made it in South America is the Inca Trails. It's not Machu Picchu. Fantastic family. 35,000 kilometers, family. 4 important roads. Inca Trails going to the Amazon to bring coca leaves, passion fruit, vanilla, chili pepper, gold. Inca Trails going to the ocean, Lima, Paracas, to bring fish, cotton, beans, you see? So the Incas not just build routes to enlarge the empires like the Romans, no. The Incas conquer other places to have access to other products. Family, the Incas were very, very smart.
The Inca dynasty lasted about 100 years between the foundation of Cuzco and the Spanish conquest in 1532. 1 century during which the Incas expanded their empire to Ecuador and the north of Argentina. They gained the respect of the people by giving them access to other products. I can easily imagine this trail buzzing with people bringing food and such to Machu Picchu and other cities along the trail.
So this trail, or this road, was the main road to reach Machu Picchu in the Inca times, just along the Urubamba Valley. Yes, we can see the Inca Trail. It's just totally destroyed, yeah? Landslides, erosions, and also horses.
Oh, yeah.
You will see today still horses walking the Inca Trail. So this animal, you know, horse, is introduced by the Spaniards. This animal is so heavy. In the Inca times, they use llamas. Llamas, alpacas, and this animal is very soft.
In 1532, the Spanish officer Francisco Pizarro arrived in Peru with 168 soldiers and 62 horses. In less than 6 months, the Spaniards had taken control of the Inca Empire. How did they manage to do this in so little time?
First lunch! Woo!
Welcome to the lunch site.
Amazing, isn't it? Look at this. They even have an actual bathroom.
Rocoto relleno, yuca rebozado, sopa vamos comer con sopa de quinoa. Saltado de lis.
Lekker, lekker. Heerlijk helder Heineken. Goeie soep.
3 p.m. We've just had lunch and I'm feeling a lot better. Still have stomach problems, but besides that, I'm fine.
This is a plant that's very useful here. It's called the coca leaves, coca. It's very important, this plant. This coca leaves has lots of proteins, minerals. You have to put a little bit of the black stuff. This is made from plants, potato, cacao sometimes. Before put in the mouth, kiss the coca, offer to the mountains and put inside. The porters, they don't have lunch. They're not eating lunch with us. They go straight to the campsite. So, chewing coca, replacing the lunch. We have 19 porters, family, 19 of them. I'm going to give to the porter.
Oh, the porters, it's amazing what they do. They're little guys, and they carry a lot of weight. They're faster than we are, and sometimes a little bit ashamed. I'm just twice as big as they are, and they're faster. And they yell porter, and they just pass me. It's a little bit embarrassing.
Well, we're struggling along with like 2 pounds on our back or whatever it is, and they have 25 kilos on their back, and they don't seem to complain. They just do the job and get there before us.
Yeah, I respect for them, respect. They're very strong. They don't use boots like us. Simple sandals. They are Quechua people, Quechua, Inca descendants. Our campsite is 3,300 meters. It's a nice campsite. It's love there.
Oh mon Dieu. J'ai fait la première journée de l'Inca Trail.
Six o'clock. The porters still have the energy to play soccer while we're half dead in the tent.
So that's tomorrow, family. Waking up at 6 o'clock. Me and Franklin, we wake up to you with a cup of tea or coffee, and 7 o'clock we start to leave, yeah, Inca Trail. Franklin or me, we walk at the end, always watching the last ones, yeah? With the oxygen, if you need something, we'll give you there on the way. Okay, my friends, I got to sleep, and tomorrow we'll see you there.
I'm eating. I'm doing better. The sun's out. Doing better.
Dead woman's pass. Luckily I'm a guy. I'm not gonna die. I'm going way up, way down, and way up. Simple plan, and I'm ready for it.
We'll do 1,000 meters between breakfast and lunch. Yesterday we did 500. So, but I have no doubt everyone's gonna kick some serious ass today, I think.
Today will be the true test, I think. Today is definitely the hardest day, but as long as everyone goes at their own pace, doesn't try to go too fast or too slow, we'll do fine. And we'll definitely get over Dead Woman's Pass and get to Machu Picchu within the next couple of days.
J'ai dormi vraiment comme une jolie rose. Alors, mes forces sont de nouveau là. Et c'est vrai que ça va hyper bien aujourd'hui. Donc, et Mais de temps en temps, il faut quand même s'arrêter parce que les vues partout, ils sont splendides, ils sont vraiment...
10:50 a.m. It really is amazing. We've been going nearly 2 hours though, and I'm shattered already. Still, sitting on a mountain top with clouds around me and most incredible views I've ever seen, I can't really complain.
We're about 20% of the thing we have to do before lunch. We have to climb about 1,000 meters and we're up to 10 to 20, I think, I hope. But every time I rest, I feel strong enough to take the rest of the 50 meters and go. So it's good. I'm sweating my pants off, but the environment here is so beautiful. It's amazing. You really should do it just once in your lifetime. I just pretend I'm looking at the environment, but I'm actually resting. So that's my trick.
Right now, we are 3,800 meters. So you see over there some people. If you go up, we're gonna take that way. In that one is the Death Woman Pass.
We're now at 3,900 meters, and I'm having a hard time breathing. The air is really thin, and I have to stop every 10 to 15 steps to catch my breath. Even the porters are moving at a slow pace. The summit seems out of reach, and I wonder how the Incas managed to build this trail so high in altitude. I'm starting to understand why the Spanish conquistadors never found Machu Picchu.
Exhausted. We're at the top. This is good. Now it's downhill. You can look down now.
Congratulations, finish.
Woo!
Nice.
Not bad.
And down in one. Yeah, it's a nice one. Yeah. Down in one, yeah.
Saturday the 14th, 12:45. We've made it to the first pass. I feel on top of the world. From here we have the most amazing views all around, of mountains and cloud, and the sun shining too. Right, I must keep in mind that we're only halfway to Machu Picchu, and that we still have 2 days of walk. For now, the only thing I have in mind is the comfort of my sleeping bag.
It's a swamp. We're sleeping in a swamp.
I've slept on snow, glaciers, dirt, sand on the beach, but never mud. This is gonna be first.
Absolutely no shoes in the house. And this is only day 2. So just imagine how we're gonna look like on day 4.
4:15, campsite, day 2, all worthwhile. The view from my tent is just absolutely stunning. All I can see when I open the flap is mountains and clouds. Mark still has the energy to climb up the mountain beside the campsite. I'm really impressed.
Oh, no.
Yes, of course not.
Good morning. Buenos dias.
You know me. You know me. Chin.
We'll see.
The other sample this morning was more stable.
Yeah, that was stable.
And who are you? And now, the third day is definitely my favorite day because
It's not nearly as steep as what we've been walking the last couple of days. And it's just cruising. It's cruising hiking. And also we have 4 ruins that we'll see.
So we just left our campsite, which was filled with small little gnats that bit us almost to death, but we survived.
And they itch terribly. You're not supposed to touch them.
Kill them.
So you know Harold Ingham found Machu Picchu on July 24th, 1911. Then he excavated, cleared Machu Picchu, and then worked his way back up the Inca Trail. So then he discovered Sayacamarca and then Runkurunkai in like 1950.
Okay.
This place is called Sayacamarca. It means city standing up because of its physical location. It's located on the top of a natural rocky outcrop. On all sides, it's just sheer cliffs. Very impressive Inca ruin.
Wish I read this before I came.
Standing in the middle of nowhere, it's amazing to see a site that must have taken years to build. Incas were definitely great builders, but also perfectionists. I can hardly imagine the time they took to carve the holes in this stone, and they were simply designed to tie a rope indicating that no one was home. I guess Incas knew nothing about robberies and thieves.
So everything they have not belong to the family, belong to everybody, all the community. They share many things.
There's loads of Inca ruins along this trail.
And as well, like my good friend by now, since a week, Bart's just tell is that the Spanish people came, the first thing they did was destroy the temple of the sun, which every community had.
Like he says.
The Spanish destroyed not only the Temple of the Sun, but also everything that was related to the Inca civilization. But a lot of cities were already in ruins when the Spaniards arrived, due to the civil war that had erupted in the empire. This is why most of the ruins that we see along the trail are partly reconstructed. The only remain of the Inca civilization spared from this massive attack is Machu Picchu, and this is what our whole trip is about.
Here you can notice that this is original Inca Trail. If you look at the thickness of the base, the width, it's more uniform, and the rocks are much more worn. That's how you can tell. Original! This forest is just at the edge of the jungle, where the Andes end and the jungle begins. So the closer we get to Machu Picchu, the further into the jungle we will go.
The temperature, the air, and the plants and everything feels totally different. Machu Picchu is located at 2,800 meters, and the closer we get to it, the more intrigued I am by the fact that the Spanish never found it. Wherever we are, we never see it. Machu Picchu must have been hidden to the conquistadors, but also to the indigenous population. But why? I just hope some of the mystery will be revealed when I see Machu Picchu with my own eyes.
Sit. Sit.
Wow, pretty good, Bart.
Oh, wow.
It's your dog
Very
now.
C'est pas pour tout le monde qui dit voilà, je vais le faire dans 5 minutes.
Don't want to get too attached to it. But this is the same dog we had at the ruin.
Tu pars avec quand même une dizaine de personnes qui sont assez différentes cultures, différents pays, différentes langues. Mais ça vaut la peine parce que ça fait un bon spirit entre le groupe. On voit par exemple ici, il faut descendre des escaliers assez durs à prendre. Il y en a quelques-unes de notre groupe qui ne sont pas trop à l'aise. Alors, il y en a comme ça, spontanément, des autres personnes qui disent directement on reste derrière, malgré qu'il pleut ou pas, c'est pas grave. On va le faire en groupe. On a commencé comme individu, on va certainement finir en groupe. Ouais.
Okay, done my good deed. Fed the local fauna.
1 more kilometre uphill, but uphill's okay now. Uphill's getting good. And then we're there.
35 minutes. Beds, tea, hot chocolate, jacuzzi, massage, happy hour. Hey, my friend, well made it.
Holiday friendships and loves, they only last one holiday. Oh, it's the same goes for dogs. Sorry, guy.
We're trying to beat the crowd into Machu Picchu, which is a long shot, but we can try. So that's why we're up at 4:20 eating breakfast and out of here in the next 20 minutes. If all goes as planned.
Sunday the 15th, day 12. This morning has actually been a bit hectic. We got up at 4 o'clock and we left the campsite at 10 to 5. By then there were already a few groups ahead of us, and the hike up here was crazy. It was more like a charge than a walk. Still, as we got to the sun gate, the sun was shining over the snow-covered mountains behind Machu Picchu, and the sight itself was just unforgettable. Now, sitting here with the sun shining behind me, everything is so perfect. I couldn't have asked for more. It's just that I imagined it though, better in fact. And it makes the whole walk just fade into insignificance. It all seems so worthwhile. I just can't believe that I was considering coming up here by train.
Part of the fulfillment that I get from coming to Machu Picchu is seeing the happiness, the satisfaction in the group's eyes when they step onto this terrace that we're standing on now. For the first time they see Machu Picchu and their eyes light up like nothing I've ever seen before. Doing the Inca Trail definitely adds to the experience of Machu Picchu. When you step onto the ruins, you feel like you've earned it, like you've walked what the Incas walked, like you've felt what the Incas felt. You've suffered, you've bled, you've wept together with your group, and you've earned the experience that is Machu Picchu.
C'est mourir et venir ici, en fait. C'est magnifique, c'est magnifique.
I feel amazing. Just look at these surroundings, the sun, and every exhaustion or pain that we might have been feeling during the trip is completely gone. It's a wonderful feeling, and I'm very glad to be here. Well, the trip on its own was worth it, but this really, it tops it.
We enter Machu Picchu by the Guardian Door, behind which we see a series of stone terraces and houses in neat rows. I feel like I'm walking back in time. 500 years ago, this place was probably a religious retreat for the Inca. A perfect place indeed. Its giant terraces offer plenty of room for alpacas and llamas to graze. The high mountain tops provide a clean water source, and the mountain itself is like a large quarry with enough rocks to keep the Incas building for a long time. Machu Picchu is one with the mountain, one with its surroundings, a magical and holy place any royal Inca would have appreciated. To me, it seems the Inca created Machu Picchu as a celebration of nature, a celebration of life. Everything is just perfect.
One stone is concave and the other is convex. The stones are connected like this, like my hands, like this. Concave and convex. Look, a curve inside, you see? So difficult to make this concave and convex inside.
They even built a cave carved out of the living rock as a celebration of the condor. There they would put the mummies, and their souls would reach the sky on the wings of the majestic bird. Machu Picchu keeps a lot of secrets inside its rocks, homes and temples. I just wish they could talk. You shared your country with us, and we're very, very grateful, and you've made it all fun, and you've made it all knowledgeable, and we're really, really grateful to you. So I think we should have a big round of applause for Ephraim. Saying goodbye to a magical place is never easy. Saying goodbye to the group that has become my family over the last weeks is even harder. I guess sometimes you just have to walk away and hold on to your memories.